Let's go back to elementary school. The only time you can add and subtract is if denominators are the same, okay? And that still holds true even though I'm going to put variables in there today. Denominators have to be the same. Now, when you do add or subtract them, do you add and subtract the denominators? No, you keep them the same, remember, all right? So when they are the same, you keep them the same in your answer and you combine what you can in the numerator. All right, so just a refresh of adding and subtracting just basic fractions before I start putting variables with them. All right, so for number one, what do you see in the denominator? 2c, 2c, 2c. They're all the same, right? So I don't have to do any work. The denominator in the answer will also be 2c. Can you combine any of those numerators? Nope, none of them are like terms, but you do have to write all of them in the answer. X plus y plus c. All right. Good there. I'm just going to a couple basic ones before I go hardcore on you. Denominator has to be the same. What do you know about the denominators in 2? Also the same, right? I'm making this easy on you right off the bat. So my common denominator, or denominator in the answer, x minus 2. Can you subtract 5x minus 10? Nope. So we put it in the numerator. And now here's where things are going to start changing for you. That needs to be simplified all the way. I didn't mention it in number 1 because it's already simplified. But here we've had 1, 2, 3 days of this. We can still keep going. What do you notice in the top? GCF. Got to simplify it. Take out a 5, and we're left with x minus 2 over x minus 2. We've talked about this 3 days now. Now what? Get rid of the x minus 2, so my final answer actually ends up being 5. Do not factor until the end. All right. If you see something you can factor in here, don't. Leave it. Leave it. All right. We'll do everything at the very end. Bless you. Any questions there? So we will need to simplify at the end. We just can't leave our answer the way it is, if possible. Any questions? I know I'm going fast, but those are a couple basic ones. Now we're going to get a little more hardcore on you. Lucky for you, in number 3, what's still the same? Denominator. Now look, I know some of you are in this mode because the last 3 days you're like, oh, wait a second, I can take something out. Don't. Wait until the end to do all the factoring. Wait until the end. So all I'm going to have you guys do is x squared plus 3x. And there is another trap in this problem that I go nuts about. Am I adding or subtracting these fractions? Subtracting. You have to watch out for subtraction. Here's why. I have that 2x squared, right? Minus x squared. Whoa, it's minus all of this. So you see that subtraction sign? That has to get up. I don't know what just happened there. That has to get applied to the x squared, and it has to get applied to the 9 before I do anything. You need to distribute that negative. So I'm going to put minus x squared, but not plus 9, minus 9. You have to distribute that. All right. Anytime you're subtracting, you have to distribute that negative sign all the way through. All right, let's keep going now. Go ahead, combine your like terms on top. 2x squared minus x squared. Oh boy. If I have 2 of them and I take one away, I have 2x squared. Don't overthink this, kids. 2x squared minus x squared. Just x squared, right? 1x squared. And I still have minus 9 there. On the bottom, x squared plus 3x. All right, keep going now. I'm going to turn this over to you guys. This is a correct answer, but not a simplified answer. Simplify it for me. What do you want to do, on top or the bottom? Your choice. 7. Ariana, what do you want to do? On top. Go ahead. Yep. What's that?
X minus 3.
Yep, good. X minus 3, x plus 3. Perfect. And somebody do something on the bottom there for me. 13. Richie?
GCF.
Yep, go ahead.
X and then X plus 3.
Good. Cross out time. What can I cross out up here? 1 max, what can I cross out?
X plus 3.
Good. So here's my final answer, everybody. X minus 3 over X, and you know darn well you do not even touch, don't even sniff those X's trying to cross them out. All right, don't even think about it. We good? And number 4. What do you notice about the new denominators? Same denominators. Here we go. Combine your like terms up top. What are you left with up top now after you combine your like terms? In the numerator, what are we left with? 11. Drew, what do you have?
3x.
Good. 3x plus 9. Now that I'm at the end, now I do my simplifying. At the end, I want to do my simplifying. All right, so here we go. You let me know what you want to factor here. You can factor both. So here we go. 4. Marnie, what do you want to factor here? Sorry.
For which one?
Either one. You pick.
Okay. Take out 3.
Yep. Let's take out a 3, and what are you left with?
X plus 3.
Good work. And somebody factor the bottom for me. X squared minus 5x minus 24. I'm not even asking methods anymore. 13. Richie, back to you. What are you looking for? 2 numbers that do what here?
Add to -5.
Yep.
Multiply -20.
So start with the multiplication first. Think about numbers that can give you 24 and then get a -5 from them. Start shooting numbers off to me that give you 24. All right, go ahead. Yep, and there you go. You got it. -8 plus 3. And what can I cross off here? 1. Max, what can I cross off? Nothing? You sure?
Oh, wait, X plus 3.
Yep, x plus 3's can go. So we're left with 3 over x minus 8. Is there anything you want to talk? Because I'm going, as you can see on number 5, we got something a little different now. So if you see subtraction, distribute it. Don't factor anything until the end. Ready to go now? All right, what's so different about 5 now? Different denominators. And I just don't combine them. All right, so now I need to talk about this process of finding what's called a common denominator now. A common denominator. Because I just can't do 4x minus 8x. No, no, never. All right, let's start with the 4 and the 8. Smallest number, both go into. 4 and 8. I'm looking for the smallest number, both those go into. Richie? Everyone at 8? You might be thinking 2, but 2 goes into them. I'm looking for the smallest number that both of these go into. All right, 8 doesn't go into 2. All right, 4 doesn't go in. All right, that way, it's the other way. So 8 is my common denominator. And they both have what in them? What variable do they have? X. So that also has to go in my common denominator. So we have just found out that the common denominator is 8x. Everyone with me? Now I need to go back to each of these fractions and make their denominator look like our common one. So right now, this fraction, what's the denominator? 4x. What do I need to multiply by 4x to get 8x? 2. So that's also what I'm going to have to multiply the top by, is 2. 3 times 2, I have a 6 there now. Now look at the second fraction. What's the denominator in the second fraction? 8x. It's the same. So do I need to do anything? Multiply by anything? Nope. I just keep it the same numerator, minus 3. Right? You have to make sure you match the common denominator. So now our final answer here, 3 over 8x. Anything I have to do there? Any simplifying that can be done? I don't think so. 3 doesn't go into 8, so we're done. We're good? We're going to try to finish this quick so you have time to practice. All right, next one. Not a common denominator, right? No, they're not the same. All right, let's see if we can come up with a common one then. Let's start with the numbers 2 and 1. What's got to be my common denominator then? Added 2 and 1. 2, right? Now you notice they both have what in them? A's. Now, unlike GCF, we take out the one with the biggest exponent. You put the biggest exponent in for your common denominator. So I'm going to take A squared. What's the denominator in the first fraction? A squared. A squared, right? So now I got to say, what do I need to multiply A squared by to get 2A squared?
2.
Everyone agrees 2? So that's what you multiply the top by, 2. And that becomes a 10. What's the denominator in the second one? 2A. Now think, all right, what do I multiply 2A by to get 2A squared?
A.
A? Everyone, A? So that's what I multiply the 3 by. So minus 3A. Anybody think they can simplify? Remember, you can't cross out unless you can factor. Can I factor anything out of the top? Then we're done. Don't try to cross off the A's or the 10 and the 2. You're done. 2 more. Number 7, like denominators, yes or no? Nope. All right, so let me start here with you guys here. 9, Harper's not here. 13, Richie, back to you. They both have X's in them, right? So you want to take out the one with the, what did we do in the last one when we took A squared and A? We took out the one with the highest exponent, right? And put it in the common denominator. So what do I want in the common denominator here? X or X squared? Okay, let's put in X squared. Everyone good? Now, what about for the Y's now? 7, Ariana, do they both have Y's?
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to take out which one? Y or Y squared?
Y squared.
There you go. Okay, there's my common denominator. All right, now I got to figure out what to multiply each fraction by. 10, Kate, ready? What's the denominator in the first fraction?
X, Y squared.
Good. Now look at that, Kate, and my common denominator. What do I have to multiply xy squared by to get x squared y squared? What's it missing? An x. Everyone agrees? And this is something different we're going to have to do on this problem. Look, when I multiply that by x, what am I going to have to do? Distribute, right? First time we've had to do that when I've had to multiply. So distribute x squared minus yx or xy. Order doesn't matter there. Good. Good job, everyone. All right, next fraction. 7, Ariana, back to you. What's the denominator in the second fraction?
X plus Y.
That's the numerator.
Oh.
Denominator?
X squared Y.
Okay, but I need x squared y squared. So what do I still have to multiply that by to get that? I have x squared y, but I need x squared y squared. So what am I missing?
This squared.
On the y, right? So how do I get that? I got to multiply it by
Y.
y. There you go. So I multiply the top by y. And I got to distribute again, right? So go ahead, somebody distribute that. What do I get when I end up distributing? 12. Grant, what do I get when I distribute?
XY plus Y squared.
Yep. Or yx, either way. Do you see the two middles canceling? Whether you wrote yx or xy, do you see how one's negative, one's positive? So they're going to cancel. So here's what I think I'm left with, but we'll talk. X squared plus y squared equal over. All right, let's talk. What do you think? box it in, or there's something more? All right, well, let's go this route first. Can I just cross off the x squareds and the y squareds and be done? No, because there's a plus sign in the middle. That's not allowed when I have addition and subtraction. Can we go this route? Can I do difference of two perfect squares on the top? Because x squared and y squared are perfect squares. Why not? Thank you. It's not subtraction. It's addition up there, so I can't touch them. So guess what? Box it in. We're done, right? I don't know. Anybody else want to suggest anything? Can't factor and can't cross out because of that addition sign. That's what's killing me here. If it was a minus sign, we'd keep going. And finally, number 8. Are they the same? No, definitely not. Anybody notice anything about them? Oh, we've dealt with these. These are right. C, negative C. -5, +5. So we see that the denominators are opposites, right? Okay. If we see that they're opposites, we can make them look the same. Right? We can make them look the same by the following. Here you go. So we notice that they're opposites. The way you can make opposites be the same exact denominator is to take out a -1. All right, take out a negative. So, and I could have done that here. I just like to write the C -5. I like the way that looks. Take out a negative here now. So take out a -1. All right, what's the 5 change into? -5. And what's the negative C change into? So really, you have what? C -5. So if you see the denominators are opposites, take out -1 from one of them, not both, one of them. And now, do I have common denominators? What's common? C -5. But you got to take everything with you. You can't leave anything behind. I've taken the C -5s with me, but I left something behind. The -1, correct. So I do need to put that -1 in. And we'll get into more depth about that tomorrow, about how you can't leave anything behind. All right, ready? Okay, who's up first here? 8. Gabby, ready? What's the denominator in my first fraction?
C -5.
That doesn't look like my common one, right? What's it missing from my common one that I still have to multiply by? Thank you, the -1. All right, everyone agree? C -5, it's missing the -1. So I need to multiply by -1. So in the numerator, I'll get -3C. All right, next up, 14. What do you want to go by? Isabel, Bella? Isabella? All right, you got it. What's the denominator in the second fraction? The second fraction, what's my denominator? It matches, right?
Yeah.
So do I need to multiply by anything? Nope. So I'm just going to say plus 15. All right. Do you think I can go further or box it in? I can keep going. Take something out of the top here for me. 8. Gabby, what can I take out of the top?
Should I take out -3?
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I would. Anytime you can take out there's a negative out in front, take it out. So take out a -3, and what are you going to be left with?
C.
You took out a -1. So make sure you divide everything by that. You took out a -3.
So it would be -5.
Correct. Yep. Remember, just divide if you're unsure. Over -1, C -5. All right, last part. Take us home. 6. Ethan, take us home. Can I cross out anything?
Yeah, you cross it C -5.
Yep. They're gone. And what's left of my final answer?
-3 over -1. Switch to parentheses.
Okay. -3 over -1.
Yeah.
Keep going. I don't like that as an answer.
Yeah, I know. I'm not sure.
-3 divided by -1.
It's just
That's it. That's all I need. Not trying to make your life difficult. 3, everybody. All right. And that's it, right? Okay, plenty of time to practice. Call me over and check in classroom to make sure you're doing them right. Please call me over, please, because we move on. Tomorrow it gets a little more hardcore on you.